Good day or evening, dear participants. In this second lecture of Module 3, we are going to focus on the capacity development for curriculum implementation as a 21st century response. Let us introduce this topic. The 21st century presents new challenges and opportunities for education systems around the world. The rapid changes in technology, society, economy, and environment require learners to develop new skills, competencies, and attitudes that will enable them to thrive in a complex and uncertain world. To prepare learners for the 21st century, curriculum implementers need to design and deliver learning experiences that are relevant, engaging, and meaningful for the learners and their contexts. This lecture elaborates on the concept of capacity development for curriculum implementation as a 21st century response and will provide some guidelines on how to ask appropriate and relevant questions for the 21st century learner. In addition, this lecture is based on the literature review conducted by UNESCO 2015 on the topic of capacity development for curriculum implementation in the 21st century. Now, what is capacity development for curriculum implementation? Capacity development for curriculum implementation is the process of enhancing the abilities of curriculum implementers to effectively plan, implement, monitor, and evaluate the curriculum in a way that meets the needs and expectations of the learners and the society. Capacity development for curriculum implementation involves not only acquiring knowledge and skills, but also developing attitudes, values, and beliefs that support the vision and goals of the curriculum. Capacity development for curriculum implementation also entails creating and sustaining a conducive environment that enables curriculum implementers to collaborate, innovate, and adapt to changing circumstances. Then, why is capacity development for curriculum implementation important for the 21st century? Capacity development for curriculum implementation is important for the 21st century because the curriculum is the key instrument for achieving the educational outcomes that are relevant for the 21st century. The curriculum defines the what, why, how, and when of learning, and provides the framework and guidance for curriculum implementers to design and deliver learning experiences that are aligned with the 21st century competencies and values. However, the curriculum alone is not enough to ensure quality and equity in education. Curriculum implementers, such as teachers, school leaders, curriculum developers, and policymakers, play a crucial role in translating the curriculum into practice and ensuring that the curriculum is responsive to the needs and interests of the learners and the society. Therefore, capacity development for curriculum implementation is essential for ensuring that the curriculum is implemented effectively and efficiently, and that the curriculum is continuously improved and updated to reflect the changing realities and demands of the 21st century. Let us see how to ask appropriate and relevant questions for the 21st century learner. One of the key competencies that curriculum implementers need to develop for the 21st century is the ability to ask appropriate and relevant questions for the 21st century learner. Asking appropriate and relevant questions is a powerful strategy for engaging learners, stimulating their curiosity, fostering their critical thinking, and facilitating their inquiry and problem-solving skills. Asking appropriate and relevant questions also helps curriculum implementers to assess the learner's prior knowledge, interests, and needs, and to tailor the learning experiences accordingly. Asking appropriate and relevant questions also enables curriculum implementers to monitor and evaluate the learner's progress and achievements and to provide feedback and support for their learning. To ask appropriate and relevant questions for the 21st century learner, curriculum implementers need to consider the following three aspects. 1. The purpose of the question. Curriculum implementers need to clarify the purpose of the question, whether it is to elicit information, to check understanding, to provoke thinking, to stimulate discussion, to guide inquiry, to assess learning, or to provide feedback. The purpose of the question will determine the type, level, and format of the question, as well as the expected response from the learner. 2. The content of the question. Curriculum implementers need to ensure that the content of the question is aligned with the learning objectives, the curriculum standards, and the 21st century competencies and values. The content of the question should also be relevant to the learner's contexts, experiences, and interests, and should address real-world issues and problems that are meaningful and significant for the learners and the society. 3. The process of the question. Curriculum implementers need to follow a systematic and logical process of asking questions, from planning, to posing, to processing, to evaluating, and to reflecting. Curriculum implementers need to plan the questions in advance, based on the learning objectives, the curriculum standards, and the 21st century competencies and values. Curriculum implementers need to pose the questions in a clear, concise, and respectful manner, using appropriate language and tone, and providing sufficient wait time and cues for the learners to respond. Curriculum implementers need to process the learners' responses by acknowledging, probing, clarifying, summarizing, and extending their answers, and by encouraging peer feedback and interaction. Curriculum implementers need to evaluate the effectiveness of the questions by analyzing the learners' responses, the quality of the dialogue, and the impact on the learning outcomes. Curriculum implementers need to reflect on the strengths and weaknesses of the questions and identify areas for improvement and further development. Let us quickly discuss the 4 pillars of education transformation can happen through authentic, learner-centered, and quality education, hence making education an important tool for change. UNESCO articulated the role of education in human development and identified 4 critical components or pillars of learning for future generations, as illustrated in the figure, that are essential for capacity development for curriculum implementation, as UNESCO mentioned in 1996. These 4 pillars of education should not be viewed as separate silos, but instead, they form an integrated whole, complementing and strengthening each other. Learning is a total experience that enables learners to bring their curiosity, creativity, and innovation into a learning space. Learning is a lifetime process, and it's important to have a curriculum implementation plan in place that supports learners in developing lifelong learning skills, values, and attitudes along the way. Considering that traditional educational systems often emphasize learning to know, but neglect the other 3 pillars, Module 4 makes use of these 4 pillars as they are essential for teaching and learning that meets the needs of a rapidly changing, increasingly globalized world. The aim is to prepare learners for their time and beyond, that is, supporting them with the skills they will need to be successful in the future world. A further explanation of the 4 pillars of education is given below. 1. The first pillar is learning to know. This pillar refers to the acquisition of knowledge and understanding. It is the foundation upon which all other pillars are built. Without this, it would be difficult for individuals to engage in critical thinking or develop their own opinions on various issues. Learning to know means developing our instruments to learn like 1. Concentration, 2. Memory, 3. Imagination, 4. Reasoning, 5. Problem solving, and etc. 2. Second pillar is learning to do. This pillar focuses on developing skills and abilities. It is important for individuals to be able to put what they have learned into practice. This can only be done if they have developed the necessary skill set. Teachers must develop these skills in the students. 1. Social behavior. 2. Personal initiatives. 3. Willingness to take risk. 4. Communication skills. 5. Problem-solving skills. 6. Adaptability. 7. Social responsibility. 8. Leadership skills. 3. The third pillar is learning to be. This pillar encourages individuals to reflect on their own values, beliefs, and identity. Values to be developed amongst students. 1. Nonviolence. 2. Cooperation. 3. Selfless attitude. 4. Developing values. 5. Accepting human diversity. 6. Instill an awareness of the similarities and interdependence of all people. 4. The fourth pillar is learning to live together. This pillar promotes social cohesion and harmony within a society. It emphasizes the importance of tolerance, respect, and understanding toward others. Only by working together can we hope to achieve common goals through the following approaches. 1. Individual, family member, community member, citizen, professional, innovator, creative dreamer. 2. Educational experiences. Aesthetic, social, moral, spiritual, logic, and reasoning. Take note that there is an increase in demands of our changing world, which continues to put pressure on society, hence the emphasis on developing 21st century skills, also referred to as key competencies, in strategic teaching and learning plans to better prepare students for life. These skills comprise life competencies that have been recognized as essential for preparing learners for success in a complex, uncertain, and contested 21st century society. Capacity development must therefore weave these skills into teachers' learning experiences and common core instruction strategies. A non-exhaustive list of the most commonly cited 21st century skills include 1. Collaboration. 2. Creativity and innovation. 3. Critical thinking. 4. Communication. 5. Systems thinking. 6. Integrated problem solving. 7. Futures thinking. 8. Values thinking. 9. Strategic thinking. Let us discuss how to co-create the curriculum implementation strategies. As you may know, co-creation is the collaborative development of new ideas, concepts, solutions, products, and tools involving professionals, experts, and stakeholders. In capacity development for curriculum implementation, co-creation means that current teaching and learning ideas are shared and improved together, rather than introducing innovation in solitude. Co-creation can enhance the quality and relevance of the curriculum, as well as the ownership and commitment of the curriculum implementers. Co-creation can also foster a culture of collaboration, creativity, and innovation among the curriculum implementers, and enable them to respond to the changing needs and expectations of the learners and the society. Some examples of co-creation for curriculum implementation strategies are 1. Forming communities of practice, where curriculum implementers can exchange experiences, challenges, best practices, and resources related to the curriculum implementation and provide mutual support and feedback. 2. Organizing workshops, seminars, webinars, or online forums where curriculum implementers can learn from experts, researchers, or peers about the latest trends, developments, and innovations in the curriculum field and discuss their implications and applications for the curriculum implementation. 3. Engaging in action research, where curriculum implementers can design, implement, evaluate, and improve their own curriculum interventions and share their findings and recommendations with other curriculum implementers. 4. Participating in co-design, where curriculum implementers can collaborate with curriculum developers, policymakers, learners, parents, and other stakeholders to develop, revise, or update the curriculum content, standards, and guidelines, and ensure their alignment with the 21st century competencies and values. 5. Using co-assessment, where curriculum implementers can involve learners, peers, and other stakeholders in the assessment of the learning outcomes, the curriculum implementation process, and the impact of the curriculum on the learners and the society. 6. Co-creation for curriculum implementation strategies can benefit the curriculum implementers, the learners, and the society by A. Enhancing the professional development and capacity of the curriculum implementers, by providing them with opportunities to learn, reflect, innovate, and improve their curriculum practice. B. Improving the learner engagement and motivation by providing them with learning experiences that are relevant, meaningful, and personalized to their needs, interests, and contexts. C. Increasing the social impact and sustainability of the curriculum by ensuring that the curriculum addresses the real-world issues and problems that matter for the learners and the society, and that the curriculum implementers have the support and resources to implement the curriculum effectively and efficiently. Let us reflect. We defined capacity development for curriculum implementation, and we learned why it is important. We also looked at the 4 pillars, which are the building blocks of education, and later on, we discussed how to co-create the curriculum implementation strategies and how to ask appropriate and relevant questions for the 21st century learner. Now, what questions should we start asking ourselves? What comes to my immediate thinking is, 1. How can you engage with these 21st century skills, such as critical thinking, collaboration, communication, and creativity, in curriculum, instruction, and assessment, in each of the 4 pillars of learning? 2. What kinds of knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values are necessary to understand, engage with, and shape a changing world towards a better future as required by your context. 3. What mechanisms of co-creation achieve quality and relevance, actual or perceived, in the implementation of curriculum? 4. What type of activities are used within co-creation to mobilize quality and relevance in managing curriculum implementation? Reflect in writing on these 4 questions using the Gibbs Reflective Cycle Guide, which will be shared with you in this module. Compile your reflection in the e-journal available within the e-learning platform in use in this self-paced online course. Share your reflections with your colleagues at work, and also share them on the Community of Practice platform, which will be shared with you. In conclusion, this lecture engaged us in the discussion of the concept and strategies of capacity development for curriculum implementation as a 21st century response. We have learned that capacity development for curriculum implementation involves developing the abilities, attitudes, values, and beliefs that support the curriculum vision and goals, and creating a conducive environment for collaboration, innovation, and adaptation. We have seen that the 4 pillars of education and co-creation are key frameworks and methods for designing and delivering learning experiences that are aligned with 21st century competencies and values. We have also learned that asking appropriate and relevant questions for the 21st century learner is a critical skill that can facilitate the learner's engagement, thinking, and problem-solving skills, and also help curriculum implementers to assess and improve their own practice. We hope that this lecture has inspired you to reflect on your own capacity development for curriculum implementation and helps you to deepen your understanding with the aim of applying your learning to your own context. If you have any questions or challenges, please use the discussion forum of Module 4 under Lecture 2 to ask questions and answer other participants' questions as well. Thank you for your attention.